Welcome everybody. We are live here from Warrior Tech OCR in North Carolina for our second qualifier of the WNA season. My name is Megan Budway. I'll be joining you behind the mic along with Jen Sanders, who is out on the course reffing our course. And we are just so excited for this super fun Christmas themed course that the course designers here at Warrior Tech have put together. We're really excited for the girls to run it, for you guys to see it. Our girls are going to be taking on two courses today. They're going to have two opportunities to run courses to qualify for our finals. So let's talk a little bit about that. So these girls, they're going to be running two courses today. They're going to have a speed course and a tech course. They're going to run speed first, and then the qualification is going to be determined by a combined score of both of these courses. The two courses together, wherever they place, we'll combine them, and the top 5 from every division are going to be qualifying straight to finals. Our finals is going to be taking place in March of next year at in Lee's Summit, Missouri at Modus Ninja Warrior, and we still have 2 courses left for the season, 2 competitions. We've got Dexterity Depot in January up in Pennsylvania, as well as Crescent City Ninja in Louisiana, and that is actually during Mardi Gras. So if your family wants to plan a fun, little bit of ninja-filled trip, I would recommend booking that now. You can take your trip, experience Mardi Gras, and you can qualify for the Women's Ninja Association Finals. Like I said, we've got some super fun Christmas-themed courses out here today. We've got our obstacle list here. This is going to be for our speed course. For our speed course, the rules on our speed course are basically 1 fall and you're done, but you can continue going on the course until your time runs out. We've got 3 kids and 5 mature kids ladies that are signed up to take on these 2 courses. We're going to be bringing you the first runner here in about 5 minutes. Huge shout out to Ninja Works, the #1 and only timer of the Women's Ninja Association, for bringing us the timing, bringing us the obstacle list, the run order. You can follow along with the results as well on our website, womensninjaassociation.org/events. You can see the run order there. You can see the events for the rest of the year, as well as you can follow the results of our ladies today. In about 4 minutes, we're gonna have our first runner taking on our speed course with 8 fun obstacles. We've got Santa's sleigh. They're gonna have to run across some bars on wheels. We got the candy cane force. They have a little cane slider. 5 golden rings they're gonna swing through. Cool runnings. Now, any of you guys watching at home that understand the reference of this obstacle, that's a huge W in my book. Cool runnings is obstacle number 4. Little bobsled path they're gonna run through. Lashaying through the snow, elf on the shelf. Yes, we have shelf grabs. Yes, there's an elf on every single one of our shelf in this course. We've got rocking around the Christmas tree and peppermints as well as our last handful of obstacles. While we're waiting for our first runner, I just want to give a huge shout out today to Warrior Tech for hosting us this weekend. This comp means a lot to me. This is a dream that I've had basically since I started with Ninja, and Warrior Tech was the gym that got me started in my Ninja career, the first gym I ever went to train for a Spartan race. They hooked me onto Ninja the very first time I walked into this gym. And for me, it's just cool to, come full circle, come back home to my home gym and have such a supportive environment helping to carry out this dream that I've had. So huge shout out to Matt and Justin and the rest of the Warrior Tech crew for being here, supporting everything, and we're very excited to see what they've put up. All right, ladies and gentlemen watching at home on our live stream, it is time for our first runner of the day. We've got Miss Gwynja here stepping up to the starting line. We're so excited to watch her. She's gonna have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to make her way through this course. Going first is never easy, but somebody has to do it. And Gwen's gonna be the first one to take on our course here at Warrior Tech. And she is off. This obstacle here is gonna be our Santa sleigh. They can use hands and feet to go across this whole rolling bar obstacle, and she's got it. She's gonna go on now to the candy cane forest. She's gonna use this slider here, our peppermint slider. She's gotta slide down, stick the landing. Oh, she's so close. Hopefully it'll slide her back. She can stick her feet out. She can stick her feet out here, pull herself up on that platform using those muscles. She's got it. Great save there, Gwen. On now to our 5 golden rings. She's gonna swing her way through. She is doing great. So much persistence from this ninja here. On now to the cool runnings. She's gonna make her way through this curvy sled parkour path using the warped wall, hands and feet. Uh-oh, it looks like we might have lost a shoe on there. She doesn't need that shoe, she can keep going without it. Slides off the wall, but that's okay, she's gonna keep going. Lashaying through the snow is gonna be the next obstacle. Once we get that shoe back on, jumps over. She's got to get to that tire for her dismount platform here. And she still has a minute left to go on to the rest of the obstacles on this course. Lashaying through the snow is up next. We've got some fun lachays using a stronghold, a trapeze bar and some more ring traverses down. She's so close, she's got to swing a little bit more. Reach out to that bar, she's got it. Let's go, Gwynja. Now she's got to get her swing going and reach to those rings. Going down the chimney on this ring path. Making her way through. Great job to Gwyn. Stick the landing. And now elf on the shelf. Each one of those shelf grabs here does have an elf on the top of it. She's got a ring. She's got one more shelf. She can lachey forward off of this to the green. And she's on it. She's got 10 seconds, 2 obstacles left. She's going to rock around the Christmas tree here. Swinging out. Oh, fingertips on that Christmas tree. And that's going to do it for Gwyn, but great run from our first runner. Amazing work from our first runner. Gwynja, great job on our speed course. She will get to run another course later today. And up now we've got Ellie taking on the course all the way from Level Up. She's on Santa's sleigh here. Now she's got to make her way through the peppermints. Slide down that candy cane. Uh-oh. She's got to use that momentum. Push that cane forward, stick the foot out, try to pull herself up on the platform. Great save by Ellie. Eliana's now on our 5 golden rings. She's got to pull her way through. Looking for the dismount here. She gets it. Moving on to Cool Runnings, our little parkour bobsled track here. Amazing speed out of Ellie. She just ran through that whole thing. Now we're on lacheying through the snow. She's got to make a couple lacheys, go up to those rings and traverse basically down the chimney like Santa Claus here on this obstacle. Great kicks out of Ellie. Good pull back, reaches right away to that ring. Great work. Good dismount. She's got 1:15 left on the clock, a few obstacles left, and she's going to take on the elf on the shelf. Little elves are watching her up from those shelves. This one does swing. It looks like she's going to go for the front. Goes right away to the dismount. She does touch the platform, and she is good. That is not a shared platform. She's got to push. She can use that truss there if she wants to push off. Gets into rocking around the Christmas tree. The tree's going to spin her around. She's going to try to stick onto this quad step here. Hands and feet are okay. She's got it. One obstacle left for Ellie. Our peppermint traverse. That last one does spin. Quick feet and buzzer! 1:53 clear for Miss Ellie. Amazing. And that's going to put her in first place right now on the speed course here. It's a little easier to see there now. All right. All right, we've got Dana up here. She's grabbing our candy cane. She's gonna slide, goes right away to the dismount. I believe this is Dana's first competition as well. We're always super excited when we have newcomers to the league. You know, the whole point of the WNA is to be more inviting, get more females, encourage them to join the sport. So we love to see our first-time athletes out here. She trains here at Warrior Tech, and she is looking for that dismount. Great job, Dana. On now, lashaying through the snow. Climbing up, the hardest part of this obstacle. Getting up on that platform. Make sure we got our warrior tech people holding it. Keeping it safe out here. Great pull back for Dana. She's looking up now to that next ring. She's got it. She's got to traverse her way down to that dismount platform. Nice work. On now to Elf on the Shelf. Plenty of time on the clock left, over a minute to get through these last handful of obstacles on our speed course. Right to the dismount. Great job. Now we're going to be rocking around the Christmas tree. I think Dana might be our tallest kids female, so that does give her a little bit of a reach advantage, and she's going to use it here. Goes right away. She does have to stick this quad step. Gets it. Great use of the hands there. Peppermints now, they are a little wobbly. Those are on springs. The last one is on a spinner, and she's going to clear. And that's going to put her in first place right now. 1 minute and 49 seconds for Miss Dana. They're going to make a couple changes here on our course, and then we're going to get our mature kids, females, to take it on. So that's our leaderboard right now for our kids as they head over to the speed course. This is going to be reverse run order, so that means that Gwen will be going first again on our tech course, and Dana will, it's actually keeping the exact same run order on our tech course. That's pretty funny, the way that that worked out. Great job. Let's look over at our run order now. We've got 5 mature kids, ladies. Noelle's going to be the first one. Rosabella, Mabel, Kelsey, and Lucy taking on our obstacles. And here we go. We've got our first mature kids female stepping up to Santa's sleigh. She just walked through that entire thing. No hands needed. Noelle's now sliding down right to that dismount. Pulls through. Great job. We made a couple block adjustments for this group. Give them a little bit more of a challenge. They are a little bit older than our kids. Uh-oh, it looks like she might have reached a little too early, but she's able to keep her composure and her momentum, reaches out for that 5th golden ring, and she's moving on to cool runnings. Got to make sure she starts on the platform. She did not engage the obstacle, so that is okay. Trying not to touch the floor here. Makes it over, looking for that dismount. Great job to Noelle. We're going to be lashaying through the snow here. Great jump. Doesn't even need to use that ape hanger. Jumps from the platform, swinging over. Going all the way down. Sticking this landing. This is now a shared platform. The mature kids, ladies, are going to be using all of our shelves with the elves on top, reaching out to that ring. Those first 2 shelves are stable. The last one does swing forward, and the dismount is the same as our kids. Great job. Now for this obstacle, the first ring is gone, so our mature kids, ladies, have to jump out to that Christmas tree spin, reach out for that ring, stick that same landing there, and our peppermint crossing is going to be the last one. The tire is still in play, and a buzzer for Noelle. Great work. Our first finisher for the mature kids at 1 minute and 44 seconds. Rosabella, our next runner from Ninja Challenge. Woo, striding her way across. Great way keeping her composure. Her foot kind of missed one of those bars, but she was able to adjust and adapt, and she's already onto our 5 golden rings, taking nice big pullbacks here. Great pull through on that last one. It's going to take one extra swing, just making sure she gets that platform, and she is moving through, treating this exactly like a speed course, sprinting her way across onto lashaying through the snow here. Let's see. Decides to jump out, goes right to that ring. Got to pull her way down. She's going to have to stick this platform before Elf on the Shelf, no problem. So much time on the clock here. Rosabella is moving through this speed course, grabbing the sides, reaching out to that ring, grabbing the sides of the shelf, goes for the corner, hits that platform. Now we're gonna rock around the Christmas tree here. Goes to the top, cranes the top of that quad step, stepping through, and a buzzer, a very speedy finish there from Rosabella, 1 and 1 second. Fantastic work. Trying to make that a little bigger for you guys at home to see. But we've got our next runner here. We've got Mabel coming all the way from MLab, Ohio, where Coach Jin coaches up there. It's really cool to see them make the trip all the way down to North Carolina. And here goes Mabel, stepping through Santa's sleigh. She is on now to the peppermint forest, candy cane forest. Reaches right away to that ring. It's gonna pull her way through here. This is one of those moments where I'm sure it's really hard for Jen to not coach her own kid through this course, but you know, we gotta make sure things are fair. We encourage everyone here, and she's making her way around, cool runnings. Great use of the hands on the top of that plexiglass. Lashaying through the snow. Let's see. Uses that first one, but reaches right away to keep her momentum to pull back. Gets to that ring. She's got to traverse her way down to that platform. Pulls through the last one. Now we got our elves on the shelf here. Looking down, swinging down right away. 1:30 left on the clock here for Mabel. She's gonna rock around this Christmas tree, reaches right away to the ring, spotting that quad step. Those 3 peppermints in the middle do have springs on them. The last one does spin, but that doesn't phase Mabel, as she's gonna clear in 1 and 14 seconds, putting her in 2nd place right now on our Mature Kids leaderboard, provided out here by NinjaWorks. Thank you so much to our amazing sponsor. We got Kelsey up now, sleighing her way across Santa's sleigh to the candy cane forest. If you guys have watched Elf, that was a little reference from that one. We had a lot of fun actually coming up with names for all of these obstacles. Kelsey's through the 5 golden rings. Moving on now to cool runnings, sledding her way through. No stopping her. She is cruising through this course. Climbing up now, jumps out to that trapeze bar, reaches right away through the ring, skips the second to last one. Great pull through from Kelsey. Jumps to the back of the first shelf, reaches around the elf, goes to the side. But she takes one little swing. She's able to get her way to the dismount. Jumps out to that Christmas tree. Wow, skips the last ring, goes right away to the quad step, striding her way through. 54 seconds, that is a sub-minute finish for Kelsey. That's gonna put her in 1st place on the speed course. Excellent work, and we're on to our final runner for this division. We've got Lucy rocking that rock solid jersey, coming from another local North Carolina gym. She's gonna walk her way through Santa's sleigh, pushing out right away to that dismount on the candy cane forest. Jumps out to the 2nd ring, is able to pull her way through. Wow, huge pull back, skips the last one. Striding her way through cool runnings. Moving on now to Lashaying through the snow. Decides to use that first ape hanger to get herself a good pullback. Reach as far as she can. Gibbons her way through the first one, pulls her way through the rest of them, and she is already out of there. 1:52 on the clock. Pulling through our elves on the shelves. Using the side, gets a little bit of pullback, wants to make sure she gets herself down to that platform. Rocking around the Christmas tree. Great skip of that ring. Striding through, and 55 seconds for Lucy. This So this is our leaderboard here for our kids female and our mature kids female divisions. We're going to take a quick second and walk our ladies through the tech course here in a moment. But if you look at it now, our reverse run order, it's gonna look like this. So Gwen's gonna be our first one on the kids female division, followed by Eliana and then Dana, and then Noelle will be our first mature kids lady out here. We're gonna take a short intermission as we go over to our tech course. Here's a look again at our leaderboard from the speed course. Like I said, we're gonna take a second and we're going to walk our ladies through their tech course rules, and then we will have our ladies take on our technical course here. Just another big shout out to everyone here at Warrior Tech, to Matt and Justin for their awesome design for these fun Christmas themed obstacles for our ladies. And a huge shout out to NinjaWorks, sponsor of Women's Ninja Association, bringing us the accurate timing, the leaderboards, the obstacle list, all of that. We would not have been able to even think about doing an entire season in a league here without the support of NinjaWorks. So thank you so much for all of their help. And we will be back shortly, about 10-15 minutes, probably around 10:30. We will be taking on our tech course, so don't go anywhere. Hi guys, thanks for sticking around for a little break there. Our athletes finished their tech course walkthrough. They are walking through the course right now with their coaches, making sure they know where to go, making sure they know the rule of every obstacle in our 11 obstacle course. The kids will have one less obstacle than the mature kids. That 7th obstacle, North Poles, is not going to be in our kids course, but for the mature kids, they're going to have all 11 fun Christmas themed obstacles on our tech course. Now, for those of you guys at home that don't know the rules of our tech course, it's a little different than our speed course. The speed course, they fell once and their points were done accumulating. But for the tech course, they actually get 3 tries on every single obstacle on this course. The time pauses between every obstacle as we reset, and the retries do not count against their final score on the tech course. So again, they get 3 tries on every obstacle, their time pauses, and the retries are not going to be counting against them for their final placement. And for that final placement, it's going to come down to a combination of the speed course and the tech course. So if we're looking over here, let's look at our mature kids females. Kelsey right now is in first because she has that #1 spot on speed. Lucy's in second, she's got the #2 spot. Now let's say that Lucy gets first on tech and Kelsey gets second on tech. They're both going to have a combined total of 3 placement points, but because Lucy placed higher on our tech course, she will be the overall winner. So the tech course here is the tiebreaker for our final leaderboard. We've got our run order set over there. It's going to be a reverse of their speed placement. The kids actually kept the exact same run order, so Gwynja is going to be our first runner again, followed by Ellie and then Dana, and then Noelle is going to be our first runner for the mature kids. Ladies, Kelsey took that first place spot on speed, so she's going to be the last runner today for our tech course. You'll see a couple obstacles reused from our speed course to our tech course, just to add a couple more in there, try to pump them out, get their endurance going for this long course. We're gonna get started here shortly for our first runner, Miss Gwen. Huge shout out to NinjaWorks, our timer, keeping us updated. In that top corner of the screen, you can see their time limit, you can see their obstacles, their retries, and another huge shout out to the entire crew here at Warrior Tech, to Matt and Justin for designing this great course for our ladies. And here goes Gwen, our first runner on the tech course today. They're doing this Santa sleigh obstacle one more time. Get those nerves out on that first obstacle, and they're also doing our candy cane as well. These are familiar obstacles. It kind of helps them just brush those nerves out. They've done it before. Our kids are going to be doing the 5 golden rings again. But if you look up at the top corner, W&A wrapped right next to there is going to be for the mature kids. They're going to use those wrapped presents that you see. All right, we're on now to our ice skates. If you see, these are little rollers. She placed her foot down behind that second one, so that is going to be a retry. She still has 2 tries on this obstacle. No problem there. On the ice skates, let's see if she can lean her weight forward just a little bit. She can use the doorknobs if she needs to. Oh, it just leans back a little bit. This one's a little tricky. We can use the doorknobs. Getting some advice from her coach over there. Keeping her weight forward. Oh, and she just leans back a little too much. Oh, unfortunate. But Gwen is going to get to keep going on the rest of this course. Even after that fail, she gets to touch and try every single obstacle that she wants to. It is a tech course. It is challenge. It's supposed to be a little bit more challenging than our speed course, and that one a little tricky there, but that's okay. Gwen is on now. Our next obstacle here. Down the chimney she goes on those rings. And she's moving on to through the woods. So the fun one in this, the girls are going to be jumping up to that ring there, They're gonna drop over the river. A little spot from the coach. Gonna help. Oh. Big jump. We did have our athletes test the jumps during the walkthrough. There she goes. So as you can see here, they're gonna go over the river, and then they have to use these logs to traverse around and through the woods here. They're not supposed to touch any of our makeshift trees we have going on with our mats and everything. They're gonna go all the way through those woods, going around this pole here to that tire. Great job. Now she's gonna go on to our Santa hats. They can use the cliffhanger on the front of the Santa hat. Almost makes the jump here. You got it, Gwen. Let's see those Gwynja jumps. Yeah, great jump from Gwen. She's gonna reach out to the front of that Santa hat there, making her way through. She's got 2 more rings here, 1 more Santa hat. She can grab the front on that cliffhanger. Great reach out of Gwen. She's looking for that dismount here. Great job. She's moving on now to the peppermints. They're in a little different arrangement than the first time the girls went through them, and she does that no problem. On now to the Nightmare Before Christmas. You'll see later the mature kids' obstacle actually is on an auto belay, and it will be dropping once the girls engage with the board. And then our last obstacle here, oh, Christmas tree. She's gonna reach out to that bowl. Little Christmas tree skyhook style obstacle. It's gonna reach to the next one, and then she can reach into the slot on that final Christmas tree here. Looking for that dismount. Great work from Gwynja, Miss Gwen. Nice job there. Looking at that overall leaderboard here. Nice job. All right, Eliana's gonna be our next runner up from Level Up. Stepping her way across Santa's sleigh. Hands are allowed on this obstacle. Great way to warm your full body up. Back on our candy cane slider. And our 5 golden rings. Again, we're gonna see the mature kids do a different obstacle on this one. Pulling her way through. She should feel nice and comfy on this. She's done it before. On now to the ice skate obstacle. This one's a little tricky. You gotta stay in the middle of those skates. Lean that weight forward. Oh, looks like the girls are just stepping a little too far back on that second skate. If your weight is too far back on it, it's gonna flip up. So I think they need to try to scoot it a little bit more forward. Push off. There it is. She can use those doorknobs. She can step on the doorknobs. She can step on the last one, and she's got it! That right there is why we love our retry system. She was able to get back on that obstacle, give it another try, and she conquered it the second time. Down the chimney we go. This was another one we're gonna reuse here. But she's going to go up and then use those rings to head down the chimney. Great work so far out of Ellie. Pulling her way through. Awesome. Now she's going to be going over the river and through the woods on our next obstacle here to grandmother's house. She's going to go. She's got a big jump up to that ring here. It's going to drop her to the next quad step. She's got to get her up on top of this big jump up. Wow! She holds on, and she's got to get to it. Hands are okay. Nice job to Ellie. This is a long obstacle. That's only the first half of it. Now she's got to make her way through the woods here. She's going to be walking across these logs, trying not to touch the trees in our woods. Nice hugs onto there. She's got to just spin her way around. Clear for Ellie through the woods. Running over now to the Santa hat. She's got 2 whole minutes left on the clock. Plenty of time to get through these obstacles. Great jump up to those rings. Reaching, good pull back. One arm all the way through. Doesn't even need to use the other ring over there. One arm through, all the way to the dismount. Ellie's moving on to peppermints. The girls have stepped on these. They're a little different this time, but no problem. That last one does spin, as you can see. 1:40 on the clock. Ellie's going to be making her way up the Nightmare Before Christmas obstacle. Pulling her way through, reaches out to that ring. She does have to stick this landing. Whoa, little wobbly, but she puts her hands down. And our last obstacle here, Oh Christmas Tree. Those first and second trees are on hooks, so if you get too big of a swing, it can pop out like a sky hook. But Ellie's looking for a dismount here, and that is a full clear from Miss Eliana. 3 minutes and 18 seconds, 1 retry. Gets her through that course. Amazing job. That's gonna put her in first place overall and first place on our tech course. We've got 1 runner left on our tech. That's gonna be Miss Dana. After Dana runs, we're gonna switch over to our awards real quick for the kids, and then we're gonna get our mature kids on the course. And here goes Dana on Santa's sleigh, walking her way through. Great work. On now to the candy cane. That obstacle was red and white. Now it's looking a little just all white because we got some chalk all over it. Going through, we saw this obstacle in our speed course. It will be the gift wrap obstacle for our other divisions. We just want to make sure we get our kids deep into the course. And now onto the ice skates. Just got to make sure that she stays forward. Don't put your foot down. There it is. The girls can use those doorknobs if they want to. There we go. Great foot placement. Oh, so close. The foot just slips back on that last step, but she does get 2 more tries on this obstacle. She knows what it feels like now. Let's see if she can conquer it the second time. There we go. Great use of the doorknob, hooking her toe on there. Another great use of the doorknob. If she can get her toe on the last one, oh, that last doorknob is in play with their feet. I'm wondering if maybe she could push off the second ice skate and get her foot on that last blue doorknob, and then she can get over to the white one. Let's see how she handles this. Again, great toe hook method. This is her last try on this obstacle. She's gonna push it forward a little bit. Use that doorknob, Dana. There it is, there it is, yes! We love to see it! We love our retry system for that reason. It gets the ladies, built their confidence up. It shows them that just because they fail something doesn't mean that they can't conquer it, and she is moving now to down the chimney. We see what an awesome course design in our comments. Yes, huge shout out. Warrior Tech always has so many amazing creative obstacles. I don't know if you guys saw a couple years ago, one of the finals they helped with, they had like a Mario themed course. They just always have so many fun, creative ideas. Matt and Justin are a great team. Dana goes right away over the river. Now she's got to go through the woods, trying not to touch any of the trees as she traverses across the logs here. She's trying to get to Grandma's house. Stepping her way through, great. Jump over. She's got it. We still have 1:54 on the clock. Plenty of time here. Dana's making her way through. Nice. The Santa hats are a little heavier than they may look to you guys at home. For our little athletes, they gotta really swing and move those. Get them moving. Takes one extra swing there to make sure she secures that dismount, and she is on now to the peppermints. Woo, great step through. That one spins. She's gonna climb up the Nightmare Before Christmas obstacle. She's got plenty of time here, 1:15 left on the clock. Hands and feet are okay on these shower bars as they traverse their way up this board. She's gonna reach out to that yellow ring behind her. She's got to stick this landing here on the green. One obstacle left at the end of this long course, 55 seconds. She's got plenty of time for the clear here. Reaches out to that bowl. Dana's got that second one here. Great, reaches into that slot. She just needs the dismount on the buzzer. 3 minutes and 48 seconds for Dana. That's gonna put her in second place on the tech course, which means that's gonna put her second place because Eliana did get that first place on the tech, which means the tiebreaker goes to Miss Ellie here. Ellie's gonna be our first place, followed by Dana and then Miss Gwynja. We're actually gonna switch over real fast and do awards for our kids division. And then we will be back with our mature kids females shortly.
When I started Ninja, I didn't really have a lot of female training partners until I moved to Columbus, Ohio. And it's hard. It's hard to not be surrounded by women that are like pushing each other up. So it's super important that like when you guys see new girls at the gym or you're at comps, make friends with people, learn people's names, and encourage them to keep going. And then you can plan on going to comps together, because comps are supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to be a stressful thing. Yeah. You have to remember, we're not Olympic athletes. We're just people on this earth doing ninja for fun, and it's always a blast. So thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah.
We have 2 more qualifiers if you guys want to travel. We have one in Pennsylvania next month at Dexterity Depot, and one in February in New Orleans.
During Mardi Gras.
During Mardi Gras at Crescent City. So if you guys want to join us again for another one, those both will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll just piggyback. Yeah, I just want to piggyback on that. This qualifier to me means like the most because this is the gym that I started Ninja at 6 years ago. My dad and I came in to do a Spartan race and train on obstacles. Found out very quickly we hate running, but the obstacles are super fun. So Matt and Justin encouraged both of us to come to like classes, try out competing. And it's just cool to like come back 6 years later and see this vision of mine and then just making amazing courses and fostering the growth. So let's give them a round of applause, please. And then one more quick thing. You guys might know this or not know this. We posted on social media. We're doing a giveaway tomorrow for a Women's Ninja Association tour sweatshirt, and anyone that registered to compete is going to be in the giveaway. So if you win it, we'll email you for your information to ship it out, but it's just this fun sweatshirt here, so you guys could win one of these. All right, we're going to do our awards here. All 3 of our ladies are qualified to finals, which will be at Modus Ninjas if you want to make the trip out in March. They did Premier Series finals recently. They have super fun course designs, so if you want to make a trip to Missouri, put it on your schedule. But in 3rd place today, we've got Miss Gwynja. Right here. Yep. In 2nd place, we got Miss Dana. And this was Miss Dana's first comp, right? First comp ever. And in 1st place, getting the tiebreaker from that tech course, we've got Ellie. you send me the picture? Awesome. Oh, look at those muscles. Yeah, right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to support us. We're going to get the Mature Kids course going in like 2 minutes, okay? Yay. All right, we're just getting a couple changes over for our Mature Kids, but we're going to be starting our first runner and about 1 minute here, which is going to be Noelle. We've got 5 ladies. In our last division with our kids, all 3 of our girls did qualify for finals. And because we have 5 mature kids ladies, they will also all be qualifying to our finals at Modus in March. So, you know, right now they're really just fighting who's going to get that first place gold WNA medal today, who's going to get on the podium and take home our medals here. But at least they don't have to have the pressure of qualifying. They should feel a little bit relieved for that part. Looks like Noelle is stepping up on the platform, ready to go, taking on our tech course here. Stepping her way through Santa's sleigh. On now to our candy cane slider. This one, they will be doing our WNA Wrapped. They can use the cliffhangers on the side of this gift box here. Anywhere on the trampoline is okay to jump over to that green. Now onto the ice skates. We saw our kids division do this. Oh, smart. That was a pretty good idea, not a bad idea. She opted to not use the ice skates and to just simply step onto the doorknobs. I don't hate that approach. She just needs to make sure she gets her foot on there. Great job, Noelle. This is a nice thing about watching other people run the course before you. You kind of get to watch them get some beta, see what's going to be the best option. And that's the one that worked for her. She's making her way down the chimney. And she's going to be going over the river and through the woods. Noelle uses a retry. She's going to have to reset all the way back to the beginning of this obstacle. It is a very long obstacle, but she already knows what it feels like, and she does get another chance with our retry system here. She steps her way through her second try. They have a little bit of an extended obstacle for the mature kids ladies, but she made it through the woods. And now they have an extra obstacle on their course. They're going to be going through the North Poles. They can use hands and feet anywhere on this obstacle. They can use their feet if they want to up there, traversing their way across. But she's going to treat it like a cliffhanger here. Now she's got to get out. She can use that ring to get to the next pole. Similar to a wind chime, but there is a place for their feet. Got to traverse their path through. This is definitely one of those obstacles you want to plan out your route in advance before you get on there. Definitely also an obstacle you probably don't want to take a retry on because it is a very long one. She's got her way onto the green and she is clear on that obstacle. Noelle's moving on to the Santa hats. They can use their feet on this obstacle, but she looks like, let's see, she's not even gonna use, oh, I like that beta there. They can use their feet if they want to kick the top of that Santa hat there, the point of it, and push it down. But I like what Noelle was going for there. Going for a little bit of a bigger lache, trying to skip that first Santa hat here. Looks like she's gonna, let's see, skip the second one as well. Those rings do swing pretty big. Oh, just comes up a little short on that dismount. But she does get a couple more tries on there. All right, it looks like she's gonna be going for a second attempt here. Oh, that was smart. Goes for her hands that time, but that's okay. She is gonna use her 3 retries, but she does get to keep going on the rest of the course. She got very deep into that course, and she does get to play on the rest of the obstacles before her time limit. So here's the change for our Nightmare Before Christmas. You can see right there, it does drop on an auto belay. The girls are gonna have to try to keep their feet up as it drops, and now she can use her feet on the shower bars as she traverses her way up the board and to that dismount. And our final obstacle, oh Christmas tree. Now there's no bowl between the first and the second tree, so they're gonna have to make that lache. She's very close to it, running over to hit that buzzer, and a great run from Noelle. Amazing job. She got through 7 obstacles in 2.5 minutes. Not bad at all for Miss Noelle. Mabel's gonna be our next runner. Coming from M Lab, coached by Miss Jen. 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock to get as many obstacles as she can. Stepping her way across Santa's sleigh. Over now to the candy cane slider. On now to W&A wrapped. I made an adjustment on the gimbal and I think it's falling over now, so thank you. Shout out to Brittany who's behind the camera holding it now. I'm gonna have to go readjust that in a second. She's going for the ice pick there and she's got it. She's gonna go down the chimney. I'm gonna go fix the gimbal and through the woods. She's making her way. She went over the river. She's making her way through the woods now, trying to get all the way to Grandma's house for Christmas. Climbing up. Again, shout out to Brittany for managing the live stream gimbal as it was falling over there. She's got it. We're gonna fix it before our next runner, but Mabel is on to the North Poles. It's climbing up there. Hands and feet are okay anywhere on this obstacle. Mabel looking super strong. Making her way through. The rings are okay. They can put their feet on the bottom of these North Poles. Putting her feet down on the bottom, looking for that next ring. Trying to get all the way to that green mat as her dismount. She's one of our taller ones. Oh, wow. She's got it. Great job. Mabel's moving on to our Santa hats. Let's see what she goes for here. Skips the first Santa hat. Looks like she's probably gonna skip the second one too. Makes that obstacle look easy. Moving on now to peppermints. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. Trying to tell you guys what's going on here in live time. Mabel is moving on to the Nightmare Before Christmas. She has a clean run up to this point. 1.5 minutes on the clock. She's really gonna have to keep her feet up though. Tuck those legs up. Great job, Mabel. Reaching up, she can get her feet up onto that shower bar. There she goes. Great job. Reaching out to that ring. And our last obstacle here, she's gonna have to throw from one of our Christmas tree sky hooks to the other. If she does get too big of a swing, those can pop out, but she's making it look easy, swinging through, and a clear for Miss Mabel. I'm gonna go fix the gimbal real quick for you guys so it's not as shaky. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. Think we fixed our stream there for a second. You'll see the gimbal in the corner. I'll figure that out before the next wave. But anyway, we got Rosabella making quick work of this course. She's on our W&A rafts looking for that dismount. On now to the ice skates. Ooh, wow, great control there. It's the fastest I think we've seen anybody do that obstacle so far. She's moving on to down the chimney. Another obstacle you guys saw on our speed course. She's gonna go up and now she's gonna go down that chimney, through the rings, over to the dismount. And she is cruising. She's making our tech course look like a speed course too. She's gotta go over the river, really keep her feet up, being one of our taller ones. And now she's gotta go through the woods. This is one long obstacle to get to Grandma's house. There she goes, stepping her way through. Just gotta step down, great job. Now onto the North Poles. It's a wind chime style obstacle. Hands and feet are okay anywhere on this obstacle. They can use, there we go. Traversing across the cliffs. Feet are okay on those little footholds on these wind chimes. Making our way through. This is an obstacle where I think it's really important to map your plan out. So know that I want to put this hand on this ring, I want to put this foot here, I want to be reaching here, and knowing exactly how to get through it is going to be the quickest way. And Rosabella made it look easy as she's moving on now to the Santa hats obstacle. These girls can choose to kick that Santa hat or reach out to that cliffhanger or just skip it completely, as we've seen this division do. And that is part of Ninja for those of you guys that, you may compete or this could be your first time watching. It's what we call beta, where, athletes can choose a different way from point A to point B to get through the obstacles. And if they opt to not do it the right way, they found a faster way, then, more power to them for using their brain. Rosabella's on the Nightmare Before Christmas. She's gonna have to really engage that core, keep those feet up, try not to touch that mat underneath her as that board drops down on the auto belay. There she goes, swings her feet into that shower bar, taking some of that pressure off of her hands, and she's getting a little bit of chalk. She's got 1:40 left on the clock. Another clean run to this point. Swinging through, Lashang reaching right away into that slot with a dismount and a clear for Rosabella. That's gonna put her first place in tech and first place overall with 2 runners left on our course. All right, Lucy's gonna be our next runner. She did very well on the speed course, which put her in the position where she is. I'm gonna try to get that gimbal out of the way for you guys here momentarily. There we go. All right. Like I said, Lucy did very good on our speed course, and she is making this tech course look like another speed course here. Pulling her way through. She's already down the chimney. Moving on to over the river, through the woods, getting to Grandma's house as fast as possible for Christmas. You want to get those presents from Grandma. They're not allowed to touch any of our trees there. They've got to walk across the logs, striding her way through. Looking for that tire dismount, jumping around, and she's got it. On now to the North Poles. Hands and feet are allowed anywhere on this obstacle. Any of these wind chimes. This is one of those obstacles where, like, the retry system is great, but I feel like this is an obstacle you don't want to use a retry on because it is one of the longer obstacles on the course. If you make it all the way through and then you have to go all the way back and do it again, that's one of the moments where The retry system is not so fun, but Lucy not even looking like she's tired out here, pulling over to the green, and she's on now to these Santa hats. Great work, Lacheying her way through. Looking like she's gonna skip that second Santa hat. No problem. That was a great throw from Lucy. Stepping her way through the peppermints. 2 obstacles left on the tech course. Easy work. Well, our nightmare, she's not, it looks more like a daydream to her. No problem there. Throwing now over. She's looking for that dismount, seeing if she can get the fastest time here on the tech. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Wow. Incredible run from Lucy. That's going to put her first place overall. She does have one more runner coming behind her. Our last runner of our tech course is going to be Kelsey. Stepping her way across. Kelsey's in a good position because she got first place on our speed course. She's the last runner here, so she knows she has to beat Lucy's time in order to take that first place spot. So she's in a very good place. She knows what she has to do. She knows how fast she has to get through this course. She's got to beat 2 minutes and 17 seconds, and she is on pace for that right now. Running her way through. She's got to go down the chimney on these rings. Great pull-throughs. Now she's going to go through the woods, striding her way across. She's got to keep her feet up. Don't touch that river water there. Over the river, around and through the woods. Nice job. Stepping through, climbing her way up through the woods, over to that dismount. She is on now to the North Poles. Whoa, skips the first wind chime. Goes for a little spin there, but somehow she's able to hold on to that. Great grip strength out of Kelsey. Now she's traversing her way across. That was a great save there. Now she's got her wind chimes here. All of these North Poles she's got to traverse her way through. They all swing. There we go. I think that first jump out, may have changed her plan a little bit. Sometimes when something goes wrong, you have to adapt, and it can frazzle your brain a little bit, but no problem for Kelsey. She's on now to the Santa hats obstacle. Those Santa hats, you can see, the mature kids have decided not to use them, but they are part of this obstacle here. Keeping her swing alive, great pullback. Looks like she's gonna look for that dismount here off of those rings. The Santa hats are really just for decoration, Stepping her way through the peppermints. On now to the Nightmare Before Christmas. That's definitely an obstacle, looking back, we probably should have forced the move on those Santa hats. But now we know for the next division. We're learning, we're adapting, and Kelsey's got to keep her feet up here. Very good job. She can put her feet up onto those shower bars. Climbing her way up, looking for that dismount. It's gonna be close here, guys. I don't know who has the fastest time. I can't do math that quickly. But it's gonna come down to this buzzer here, 2:49. And that's gonna put Kelsey in second place overall. And with our leaderboard, that's gonna put her in second place overall as well, with Lucy taking that tiebreaker in the tech course here. Again, I just wanna give a really big shout out to everyone, to the Warrior Tech crew for, putting these amazing Christmas courses together. My home gym, it's awesome to see them, to come back here and see them putting up the courses. Another giant shout out to Ninja Works, the premier timer of the Women's Ninja Association. You guys can follow all the results and action at home on the Women's Ninja Association events website. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our kids and our mature kids divisions. We will be back at 12:30 with preteens, and there'll be more action all weekend. I'm Megan Budway from me and Jen Sanders. Thank you for joining us at the Women's Ninja Association.